She was telling me that that bottom door never gets opened at all. The couch always stays there because it doesn't fully lock. You know, she had informed me of that. So she was telling me that that bottom door never gets opened at all. The couch always stays there because it doesn't fully lock. You know, she had informed me of that. So.
And is the family still cooperating? I know you said, obviously, you know, Dawn's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now.
I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
It makes no sense. The only thing that can come to my mind is that somebody snuck up there in that yard and took my baby girl.
What are the odds of that?
What are the odds of that?
From your perspective?
It happens all the time, all the way around the world.
I'm not questioning that it happens. I'm just asking you from your perspective, in your property, living up there as long as you have, Candace, right? What are the odds that that happened? Take a guess.
50-50.
Okay. What would be the 50% that it didn't happen? What are the other possibilities?
I have no idea.
Okay. Could she have walked away and fallen?
Knowing my daughter?
Yeah.
No.
What's happening? Welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. Thank you for being here. Got an interesting one for you tonight. I appreciate it. Come on in. We will get started. Let me take a look here. Also, special guest joining us tonight. He's relatively unknown around here, so give him a warm welcome, just in case you'd never heard of the guy before. What's happening? Chris McDonough of the Interview Room. Thank you so much for being here, Chris. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the invite, Josh. Hey, Lab Rats. How you doing, guys?
All right. Everybody. Thank you so much, Chris. And how you doing? You look great.
You know, I feel great. Life is wonderful. I mean, I've got good friends like you. I've got a great family, a wonderful, life going here. So keep crossing my fingers, see what happens.
You're looking buff.
You're living on faith, buddy. You're living on so much faith. You know, I just love your audience. I love these Lab Rats. It's great to see you guys. They're really
good. They are fantastic. They really are. And thank you so much for that. So let's kind of set the stage here. I would assume that there was some sort of impromptu. Okay, so word on the wire is that Allison, who you have met and sat down with and even broke bread with. I'll never forget you on that front porch in Tennessee in the late summer. Just, I mean, it looked hot outside. Let's just put it that way. And so that Allison is apparently in the hospital on life support. Maybe she had been taken off by now. Something pneumonia related. Pneumonia is a really, really bad thing when it really sets in, you know. And so I believe that the family was asking for help, and Hunter decided to go on his father's channel and talk, which you know, I'm indifferent about it. You know, I mean, he's not 18, but he's almost 18, and he can do what he wants. The problem is when you're going to do this kind of stuff, you're going to have to be consistent with your stories or people will eat you alive. Now, not saying that it hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure he's already gotten his fair share of this and that. And so you were there, the very first interview. You gave us the first interview. And so it'll be nice to kind of hear your thoughts. And are you surprised that we have another interview?
This case never surprises me. But yes, because I was the FBI had interviewed him 3 times prior to me, and I was the 4th, and they made sure that they were, very consistent in telling me that. Everybody told me that before we even turned the camera on, that the FBI had been there, and they came back, a couple of different times during those first couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that there had been, I wouldn't say inconsistencies, but they wanted to get some clarification on some things. We don't know what those things are. However, he, especially at the time, he was rather young. And a lot of this is like really, it's a lot to burden, I don't, like I said, I don't know what he knows. I don't know what, I don't want to say involvement, but I mean, he was one of the last people to see Summer, and that right there will tell you, that you'll be under suspicion no matter what, until the case is solved. Anybody that was around her, anybody that had access to her, is under suspicion. I mean, I find it odd that as he goes on to say in this, that he never got his phone back. That doesn't surprise me either, but I say we just dig into it. Anything before we get going?
No, I'm excited. I mean, when you called me and said that he had done another interview, I was like, yeah, let's go. I want to see this.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I'm seeing it for the first time too.
Yeah, so I've watched probably a total of 2 minutes of it. I wanted to kind of react to it, but I've gotten the cliff notes people have kind of filled me in on. So we'll go ahead and take a look here. So this is Andrew Hiltz, which is Hunter's father, and as you can see, a little bit more grown up Hunter on the screen. And now I'm sure that there's some foul language and stuff like that. I don't really care about that. So we'll just play it. We'll deal with it. The first 7 minutes, I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in internet beefs with anybody. I'm not interested in challenging people to fights. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. So we move forward to the 7-minute mark. And whenever you want me to, Chris, just tell me when to stop. Okay.
Okay, man.
There we go.
Oh, I was never on the suspect list. It was just the press, man. So and people.
So you were never really on the suspect list.
I got an issue there. I was only included with the press. That's it. My lawyer brought up a whole different way. I don't do none of that snitching, none of that. So the reason why I got proof is because people were saying that I got my name is on papers with a Summer Wells case. My lawyer, all I gotta do is pick up the phone, and she can go to juvenile courthouse and get papers and see that I was only included with the press. That's it.
So you were never really on the suspect list.
No, I was never on the suspect list. It was just the press putting in words that nobody knows about.
Okay, but as far as I know, I don't know of a suspect list other than what Ronnie Lawson has said, was that everybody's a suspect. Is that how you're kind of feeling about this, Chris?
Yeah, I guess that's what he's saying. The fact that he was one of the last to see Summer, and then simultaneously the feds had interviewed him multiple times. He was of interest to law enforcement authorities earlier.
Gotcha.
I like his artwork. He's got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, he didn't have those the very first time, did he?
No.
So what do you remember of that day, homie?
So,
and I do want to kind of say this, I know that he is a young man, And I know that young men around this age, trust me, want to grow up fast. I would implore anybody to not do that. It's kind of like he's
Is
17
this
going on
his dad?
40.
Is this his dad?
Yes, this is his dad,
His biological father?
biological father, Andrew. Yes.
Okay. His homie?
They're homies, I guess. I don't know. I don't know their relationship too well. I really don't.
That's cool.
They must have some sort of a relationship. So
Yep.
we'll just
So this is what happened. She came over. Her grandma was in the hospital. She was sick. Or not her grandma. Her grandma came in, right?
Yeah.
Her grandma came from the hospital. She came over. We haven't spoke to them in months. I'm talking about 8 to 9 months because her and my mom got in an argument.
Yeah.
And we left it at that. And she came over, and next thing you know, she was with Summer. We was chilling at the house. The boys were with their dad working. And she just came over because she was.
So the boys were with their dad working. So that means that Don had the 3 boys with him that they weren't at the house. And that it was Summer, Grandma, Hunter, Candace. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Just down the road at the hospital.
Okay.
And she needed to use the bathroom to ask me to go fishing and swimming. I said, that's fine. I got to ask Mom. Mom said it was cool. And then we went swimming and fishing after we got her grandma her meds after the hospital. And she bought me a vape or whatever. And a twisted tea. I mean, at a young age, I was drinking and doing stupid stuff anyways. Everybody lived once and they gonna do stupid stuff as a kid.
Well, he's still a kid. So basically what Candace has refuted all this time and what people have been upset about, including myself, not understanding that if this was told to law enforcement that she was purchasing alcohol and nicotine for the young boy, he's kind of making an excuse. You do it when you're young. Well, he's still not old enough to drink or to smoke. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about with that. I get that he's playing a kind of a grown-up figure. He's not a grown-up. He's a kid still, So
yeah, but he's being honest. I mean, he
100%. Yeah.
He told me right up front. He said, "Yeah, she got me the tea."
And Candace denied it.
Yeah, of course. And she, yeah. So, but I believe Hunter here in this.
I do too. I do too.
Hang on. Soul Shine. Hang on 1 minute. Let him finish. And then when you guys can ask questions, this is all about what he wants.
And then after that, we went and got slushies. Then we went to Priceless. They was in there for a little bit. Me and her was just, like watching TikToks on my phone, all this stuff. And then they dropped me off because my probation officer was coming at 3:30.
All right.
And after that, I went with my girl to Bristol to a park. And then we got a call. We thought she was playing. We thought she was just playing around because normally when she says stuff like that, she's just playing around. Like people like to play around and say stupid stuff.
All right.
So we thought that what it was. Then we called Mom. And then the TBI came, asked what happened. I told them the exact same story. And then they just left it at that. They took my phone, and then that was it.
Junipers, thank you, honey. Tell her thank you.
Looks like you, Andrew.
Yeah, don't curse him like that. Is it safe to say Mama Dukes is doing the same as yesterday? Everything's still in her willpower and God's hands?
Yeah, it's all depending on her.
All right.
They took her off her meds and then they put them back on her meds, the coma meds, to see what's going on. But they said normally people in comas don't move their muscles, and she was moving her muscles, so that's a good sign. Her eyes are healing.
All right, so
we've already lost Miss Leslie, who seemed like a very nice lady. You met her, very eager to talk. She had some disdain for Candace and the way that she treated her children, but seemed I didn't know her. You met her, as this case prolongs, the players get sick and things happen to people, you know, and that's why it's really important that people just tell what they know, you know, and come together for summer and get this situation resolved. And I just don't see a lot of that going on.
Right. And so within the first 10 minutes, what he said here is Candace has the 3 boys and grandma, right?
Right.
Okay. And then he says he gets dropped off at 3:30. So he's putting himself into a timeline at 3:30 p.m.
And originally, I believe it was 2:15, 2:30. Okay.
Well, he could
Now,
be off. He could be off.
sure,
Uh,
very good.
and so we have to now think about, okay, what were the investigators thinking? And they took his phone, right? The TBI took his phone and they dumped it pretty quickly. They had that data and they went back with that data on interview number 2 and number 3 I would submit. So they had all of the stuff that he had on his phone and they went back to re-interview him.
And then think about this too. Don has been very adamant that his phone was wiped from 3:30 on. I think that's what he said. From 3:30 that day. Hunter saying now that he didn't get home till 3:30. That's to me kind of interesting, but like you said, he could be off.
Doing a lot
She's
better.
doing a lot better. Yeah, she's doing a lot better.
So she's stubborn.
Yeah, she's just stubborn. All right. She's always been a fighter.
Well, you know how she is. She ain't, listen, no matter how hard life gets her, man, she ain't gonna leave your happy ass with me. She won't croak until after I do. You know that.
Yeah, she's always been a fighter.
Listen, we fight like we're siblings, bro.
But yeah, it's just
This dynamic is odd, I gotta say.
You think?
I feel uncomfortable, to be honest.
that whole situation. The summer world shit that people don't even. I see people who don't even that are on YouTube talking about me. They don't even come up to me and say nothing. They're talking about I robbed somebody in a car. Are they dumb? I got set up. I was supposed to go look at the prices of the vapes, and she went to hand me one, and they tried to take off with them. I got set up. They pulled up that same night, and I told them what happened.
There you go.
I would never rob nobody when I've been growing up with sisters. Why would I dare put my hands on a female and drag her up out of the car with her baby in it?
I don't even know what he's talking about, and I don't really care either.
This is how things get twisted, bro.
Like this stuff gotta stop. I'm telling you, like I said, there's a front door. Y'all know where I live. That's all I gotta say. Y'all got problems? There's a door, and we can go in the yard.
Yo, just do me a favor.
Now y'all bring some weapons. Then that's gonna be y'all's ass. Cause I got life to live. Just know that I got my life to live.
Hey, yeah, and isn't self-defense still a thing in your state?
As long as their back is not turned. So you come here with some weapons, y'all.
That's
better.
legal self-defense.
My grandpa used to say, "You knock on the devil's door long enough, he's going to answer." Don't invite that kind of negativity into your world, Hunter, if you ever watch this.
That's legally self-defense.
All I gotta do is make one phone call. I got people who put their life on the line for me.
Well, it's not about people putting lives on the line. It's about you doing what's right, man. But peeps are gonna ask you some 30,000 questions, homie. They always do.
I'm trying to read them. It's just going a little bit too fast. So.
Nah, yeah. Brain, you're managing
his little sister.
The girl behind him.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, she was 12 at the time. I think he was 15. So, go ahead.
I think it. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think.
Turn that down. Can you slow it down a little bit?
Okay, so what it say?
People want to ask you some questions about your thoughts on Candace. and whether or not what your thoughts are about the situation with the Summers case.
Okay, that's fine.
People are actually asking, do you remember what she was wearing the last time you seen her?
Hey, you got to think. I've been out of juvenile and stuff like that for my decisions. Nothing to do with someone else. I was a dumb little kid. That's why I grew up. I had to grow up and man up.
Yeah, but listen, they want to know if you remember what she was wearing.
I have no idea. I can't remember today.
Ellie, did the cops ever give you back your phone?
They were supposed to, and then I just got a new one because there was no point.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, so look, if they wanted to get his phone back to him, he would have got his phone back, right? I mean,
Yeah, he ain't getting his phone back.
they're not getting. He's not getting that phone back. Just like Don's not getting his phone back. They're not getting back the stuff that was taken. You know, remember that list that was allegedly leaked. But they give you a list when they take evidence. They give you a list. You have to sign it. Blah blah blah. They're holding all of that. They're holding all of that, and that will tell you all you really need to know about what's going on with the investigation. They're not giving evidence back. Nobody's cleared, so that's why you're not getting anything back. And so, you know,
It's
that's
in an
interesting.
evidence locker.
Yeah, it that is interesting to say to say the least.
So why'd they keep your shit?
Because they wanted to make sure I was telling the truth,
Oh,
and they wanted to see where it's tracked.
So they wanted to make, and they never gave it back.
No, they never get. I mean, we went to the courthouse. He told me that they was gonna give it back, and then we just forgot about it, so I bought a new one. I was working at the time, so it was just like pocket change. So
all right. Well, that's good. I mean, as long as it wasn't nothing too nefarious, you know what I'm saying?
no, it wouldn't even too nefarious to begin with.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I figured they keep that shit to try to track down your drug dealer.
To drug dealer, you know, I don't do that stuff on the phone, bro. I don't do that. Let me tell you, I hang around too many old heads. I know way better than to do stuff over the phone. I'd rather throw that phone. My girlfriend has the phone while I go see my big homie.
I haven't heard the term old heads in a long time. That's a street talk for an old person. Like you would be an old head, and so would I, Chris. Compared to him, we're a couple of old heads.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, listen, it don't matter.
Homie.
It's not a drug; it's a plant.
Did they say, talking about drugs? I mean, I don't know about drugs, but weed, like they tell the kids go downstairs to go outside. So,
yeah.
Well, how thoughtful. Go outside or go downstairs. We're gonna smoke weed. And it's just like,
yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
And like all this stuff is illegal. It's against the law. Like you can't do that. You cannot smoke marijuana. I don't care if it's legal or not. You can't smoke around kids like that. It's just, you can't.
Do you think Candace was up to no good using you as a so-called alibi?
A so-called alibi.
That's a good question. But once again, you got to remember that this kid was what, 14 at the time, 14, almost 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how he would know, maybe after the fact, but I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't think he would know.
I can only say that I was there till 3:30. So I was only with him till 3:30. I don't get into politics. I don't do politics. That
ain't politics, kid. They just want to know, do you think that she was trying to use you as an alibi? Like,
no, I don't think so.
All right. Now, what can you tell us about?
He's walking a tightrope here. It seems like, Chris, where he doesn't want to give up too much information. He doesn't want to make Don and Candace look terrible at this point. It seems like, because he's already kind of given an excuse. Well, you know, I did this and this and this when I was younger. That I was already drinking. I was doing this. Fact of the matter is, you don't get your hands on that stuff without adults. So, no excuse, I guess.
Oh, she's doing a bit better, but not much. She's still on a vent, right?
Yeah, they're just waiting on her. That's it. It's
Yeah.
all up to her. It's her body.
No. Listen, you're getting it. Listen, this is what you guys wanted for over 2 fucking years, and now you finally had enough.
No, 3:30.
3:30. So yeah, I always thought it was 2:30 that you had to be home, kid. Well, yet again, I'm also going off of half-baked bullshit too.
Yeah, it was 3:30 because my probation officer had to come check the house and drug test me. Did they?
Okay, so he locks it in here at least at 3:30. I believe that they had said with you it was around 2. Like I mean, I guess you could be off by an hour, but I mean these are big time gaps. They're huge, really, especially when someone goes missing within, I would think, a 4-hour time frame. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with that. What do you say to that, Chris?
Well, the other part of it is if he had a PO meeting, then that means everybody in the car knew he had a PO meeting and they had to get him home.
Yeah, and why is he drinking?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah.
Especially if you know you have a probation officer. I mean, you're meeting your probation officer and you're drinking and smoking vapes. Yeah.
He's 17.
Did they? Yeah, I'm about to be 18.
But they want to know if Candace and Don ever abused the children.
We were over there. I've never seen it. When we were over there, most of the time I've never seen them hit them. They put them in the corner, take away their electronics. That's not abuse. That's just regular grounding.
All right. What do you know? What do you know of any of the surrounding people around their house?
Their house. All I know is that there was what's it called? Some dude named Andy. That's all I know.
All right.
He worked at a mechanic shop and he sold weed. That's all I know.
All right. No, he has no.
Andy, mechanic shop, sold weed. I'm pretty sure, and maybe the chat can correct me. I believe that Andy, Jody Sue's ex, she admitted that he sold weed, and also didn't he work at a mechanic shop? I think.
Yeah, I mean that's just common knowledge. I mean, up there in the hill, Andy sold weed. Could have sold weed to Candace or whatever. I mean, that's
right.
Yeah,
not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's to me, but he is saying that Andy was communicating with Candace, or
yeah,
Candace.
and that he's seen him up there on the property. At what point is the follow-up question? Does he ask a follow-up question? When did you see Andy up there?
Yeah, and when he talked to you, didn't he say the first time that it was a doctor's appointment that he had to get to?
Who, Hunter?
Yeah.
I don't recall that, to be honest with you. We'd have to watch the video again.
That was a long time ago.
Where they went.
Go ahead.
No, I just recall specifically asking him, had he told all of this, before I even spoke to him, I made sure that, have you provided all information to the cops before I ever even talked to the kid? And he says, yeah, they'd been here 3 times. And I asked, of course, Mom, I asked everybody at the table, have the police, have the FBI, have the TBI, everybody, do they have all this information? And they said, yes. I said, okay. What do you want to share? And that's how we got into it. So I don't recall Andy even coming up outside of towards the end when he drops Andy's name. Remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
And I had kept it out of the first video I put up so that I wanted to make sure that TBI and everybody knew that piece of the chunk if they didn't have it, but they already had it.
Gotcha.
ATM. He already stated this. He was home dealing with his own shit. He looks grown. Shit.
Yeah, it's just you gotta mature at a young age when your mom's not doing well.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, it's,
I've been telling.
I don't know if they know the situation about her aneurysms. Like 5 years ago, she had 4 in her head, 2 popped. She wasn't supposed to make it then, but God gave her a second chance.
I don't talk about all that, bro.
Uh,
Question was,
Well, how's he supposed to know that? I mean, how's he supposed to know what he's supposed to talk about and not? I mean, you know, come on. Is that really you blowing the cover off something there? She's in the hospital, like in ICU.
Candace on the phone with anybody else other than Don that day?
some dude.
Huh?
She was on the phone with some dude.
So
that I guess was just some random dude was walking around her house.
All right, so some random fuck stick that was hanging around the property.
Yeah, he was just letting her know that he kicked her off. They kicked him off the property.
All right.
I remember that part. That kind of stood out to me at the time. About kicking somebody off the property. I don't know if I ever fully believed that was what was going on or not. But that would mean that Dawn was at the house, right?
Yeah, and who's they?
Right.
Play that back.
Around her house.
Other than Don that day. I've been telling.
I don't know if they know the situation about her aneurysms. Like 5 years ago, she had 4 in her head, 2 popped. She wasn't supposed to make it then, but God gave her a second chance.
I don't talk about all that, bro.
Uh,
Question was, Candace on the phone with anybody else other than Don that day?
some dude.
Huh?
She was on the phone with some dude.
So
that I guess was just some random dude was walking around her house.
all right, so some random fuck stick that was hanging around the property.
Yeah, he was just letting her know that he kicked her off. They kicked him off the property.
All right.
So
there you go. They kicked him off the property. Who's they? Is that Don and Candace? Kicked him off the property? Is it grandma? Is it grandma and Candace? Is it Don and the dude? Is it Don and Andy? Who is it? Who's they?
Right.
That's important. Go ahead.
Very, very vague statement too. It seems important. The statement's vague, but the substance would be important.
Well, the context of the question is: was there some other random dude, or excuse me, was she on the phone with anybody else? Yeah, Don, and next thing you know, this guy's introduced into the conversation that he's allegedly onto the property. Well, how does he know that? She's on the phone,
right?
I mean, is he on it? Is this a conference call and he's listening to the whole thing? I'm saying it out loud now here, so he may dovetail into that into the next call, or the next conversation. But DLR just doesn't look right, doesn't sound right, so it's probably not right.
Right.
Oh, you talking about Benny Skis Ball? I didn't even tell him that. Was that, and also was on the property? Was that the Andy that texted "It's done"? Also was on the property touching children.
Yeah.
What?
On the property also was that the Andy that texted "It's done"? Also was on the property touching children.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? That was kind of mumbled and mushed together, but so they're asking he's asking him if that's the same Andy that text "It's done."
Well, it sounds like there's a window of people touching children on the property. So the question is, what does that mean? Because the 3 children or the 4 children are with them, according to him in this conversation. The 3 boys and some are with Candace. and they're all together. They go fishing and swimming and all this other stuff. And so when does this call take place, number one? And if so, how does he hear those details within the call, number two? And number three, how does he know there was some guy up touching the children? Is it the same guy? Is it a different guy? So, again, whenever somebody starts talking in circles, you just take note of it and you write down these kind of thoughts that I'm thinking out loud here. And I guess I shouldn't be, but is this making sense to you when you hear it?
No.
Okay. I would get, and let's ask the chat, you get guys and gals and lab rats. Is this making sense to you when you're hearing this?
Yeah.
I'm just,
no, go ahead. It doesn't. First of all, the structure of the interview or whatever this is, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is a cash grab. This is, and it very well may be all that. And I understand that. But he's coming out and he's talking again and making contradictory statements that are very contradictory. They're very different. There's a lot of different information that he's saying. He was much more honed in on Dawn and Candace when he did the interview with you. He was much more convinced that they had done something, or that they were doing something, or that they had some sort of involvement. And so far, what I'm kind of getting is that the old heads have kind of taught him how to walk a tightrope here. And so he's kind of using that, and we'll see a little bit more as we go on.
Well, right. Early when he starts this whole conversation, and correct me if I'm wrong, he says that the boys and Candace and Summer are all together. Is that correct?
No.
He didn't say the boys were left at home.
No, he said that they're with Dawn at work.
Oh, okay. I got that wrong then.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says they're at work with Dawn. The boys are.
Correct.
But Candace says the boys are at home.
That's what she said.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know about touching kids on the property. I've never seen it.
But you know about that text, right?
Yeah. So Don was home and he called Candace about the man walking around the house. These are coming in too fast. I can't read them.
These need to get slowed down a little more. Cause I'm even missing some shit.
Oh no, Pandies. Who's Pandies? You're not silenced. What did you have said? I didn't see it.
She has no questions. She has no questions for you. She's just happy to see your face.
Oh well, thank you.
I don't have a wish list for him right now.
No, I got food and the stuff for the family.
Thank you.
And that dude was talking. The only person that I don't want brought up is my little sister, my older sister, and her boyfriend. They have nothing at all to do with nothing.
Oh, I know.
So people need to keep, because one thing I do not play with that you taught me is family. I don't play with that. That's what makes me so mad.
It's funny knowing YouTube and the internet that the way that we do. Whenever you tell somebody not to do something, like, I don't want you to talk about this person, well, inevitably what's going to happen is that they're going to get talked about.
Yeah, it's okay to talk about him, but because they don't, nobody else knows anything.
Right.
What's the rules, man? Fuck around, find out. Play with my family and see what happens.
There's a lot of Mountain Dew going on here. Lots of it.
Oh, Chris wants to know if when you see your mom again, if you'll give her some love for her.
Oh yeah, I always give her love. It's just hard to see her like that. Yeah.
Yes, Colton, yes, he did say that the boys were with Don that day.
Was Summer asleep when the... Whoa, hold on.
They want to know was Summer asleep when you got dropped off?
Yeah.
All right.
Hunter, why did your grandma say you were distraught and rocking back and forth at the game? We're swimming. Y'all ever get like quakes from like drinking too much?
Oh,
that's what it.
Hey, Chris, sounds like Andy Bernard is in the chat. Hi, Andy.
Yes.
You had the shakes from drink.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He doesn't remember. That's because you don't drink, kid. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't really do like that. I don't drink no more. People try to have me like, nope.
People are also wondering, what do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest, what I think is, like they said, there was some dude walking around the property. I think that she went off wandering and just got snatched up.
All right, so that's a direct conflicting statement that he gave you, where he said that I just know she didn't walk off that property. Don and Candace, same thing. I just know she didn't walk off that property. Now, 2.5 years later, he thinks that she may have walked off the property.
Well, he started it with, to be honest.
And whenever somebody says to be honest, it means that they're not trying to be that honest. It's filler.
It's learned.
Well, they did. Well, I mean, I don't really know, but the press release stated they had no evidence of kidnapping or foul play. So, but within the same sentence, they said nothing was off the table. Excuse me.
Hunter, knowing the whales and what you saw, I know you were young. On the case, I mean, I feel like there can be done more. That's it.
There could be done more. Like that, there could be more done. I'm guessing that's what he's saying. So I don't know what that is.
I think he's reading a question. Here's my read on Hunter in the very beginning. He's a 15-year-old kid.
Yep.
He's interested in Candace. Candace is interested in him. She's buying him alcohol, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Well, at the same time, then, Summer goes missing. I think he had a sincere, heartfelt feelings for Summer, not in a bad way, as a brother, sister kind of way. That's my opinion when I was talking to him. It hasn't changed to this day. I did not suspect him as being in any way, shape, or form involved. I think he had, he was there that day, and all of a sudden he got caught in the middle of something. And it got confirmed when Candace went back there to find out what was going on. But let's, I didn't mean to go off on a sidetrack there for a minute.
Not at all. Not at all.
Listen, this was all him. Hang on, Hunter. Do you feel that Summer may have accidentally gotten into Graham's medication that day? Summer was asleep. Do you think that she may have gotten into her grandmother's meds?
I was on the phone message.
Nah, you're fine. But yeah, they want to know, do you think that Summer may have gotten into her grandmother's medications?
No, I don't think so. They had that put up.
All right. Hang on, guys. I'm going for him.
No, not thrown off, like taking off the property.
Yeah. The swimming. At the swimming hole.
You said what?
At the swimming hole. What do you think? How long did she go under for?
I mean, she went under like a little kid would.
Oh, all right. So a normal little kid thing. So
yeah.
She wasn't drowning or anything. All right.
Once again, not exactly the way that he put it the first time. He actually said, I remember it vividly, he said that he was a little bit shook of how long she was under the water for, and that he had to go and get her. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, but if you look at his gestures there, his body language, look at his right hand. He raises his right hand up. he leans forward like, huh? Okay, like a little kid. So that is a truthful statement, the way he's presenting it. And, he's not trying to say, he's not trying to dance around it. You know what I mean? His dad asked him that question and he goes, play that back for a second and watch his reaction. He's thinking, if you'll notice, he's processing that question for a second. And what he's doing is he's looking back into what he recalls. And the best way to answer it is like a little kid. Okay? That makes sense. Watch here for a second.
Yeah.
What do you think at the swimming hole?
You said what?
At the swimming hole, what do you think? How long did she go under for?
I mean, she went under like a little kid would.
Oh, all right. So a normal little kid thing. So
Yeah.
She wasn't drowning or anything.
You see, okay, stop for a second. You see his hand goes up, his head is shaking like, he's confirming, even though he's saying no, okay, what he's trying to do is process what exactly are you looking for to his father. I mean, that's the way I read this, because I don't see any deception in that particular answer right there. I really believe he believed that Summer was under that water, if in fact it was that day.
But what do you make of it the first time, him saying that he was that it seemed a bit more dramatic the way that he put it the first time?
Well, I think the way he put it the first time was, it was fresh to him, and the fact that she has vanished, for him, that's an emotional stressor. That's a stress point for him at 15 years old. Emotionally, he's not sure how to process that information or that question, because he was asked multiple times. And again, I was the fourth person to interview him. So this interview now, what you're seeing is this more casual of, okay, I need to think back about that. And he's like, well, like what? What are you talking about? Okay. Like a little kid went underwater. That's how little kids go underwater. In his mind, that's what he's projecting to me. Look how intent he is. Look at it. His attentiveness to the question is also a really good clue here, that he's just trying to clarify that, look, I think she went under the water. That's basically what he's saying.
Right. And he at the time he was looking out for her. That was kind of why he was around, was like, he was keeping an eye on her.
Yeah. And I don't think he knows, 2 years later, there's been so much on the internet about dry drowning and all this other stuff. I don't know if he knows how to process that, but when he said it the very first time, I didn't have any reason other than to believe him. Right. And I've said that from day one on that piece of the puzzle.
So a typical little
she was mad because she fucked up her leg.
Oh.
She said, what was G-Mon so mad about that day? Did you see that stain? I don't pay attention to clothes.
Was their clothes often stained?
No, they have a washer and dryer.
Well, that don't mean nothing. Stains are stains, bro.
I ain't never seen them, so I don't think so, no.
All right.
Did that guy call Candace? No, his Dawn did. Her husband. Give me a second.
Well, listen, this is what you wanted, buddy. So.
This is what you wanted. Look, Hunter did not ask for. I'm not saying that he didn't want to talk about this, but he didn't ask to be put in the middle of this. I don't believe. It seems like it is still a lot for him to process. It's a lot to burden. The world wants to know what happened, and he was one of the last people to be around her. I'm not implicating him in anything other than just saying, he had some insight into the day. He was there, sitting with Summer.
Yes, and this could be something that could bust this case wide open, because remember, he has already given this statement early on 3 separate times to law enforcement. I know I keep reiterating that, but that's really important to understand, because now you get into this question that his father just asked, and this is important. And I would ask you, Josh, to go play it back for a second.
Sure.
Because all of a sudden he's covering his face. Okay. And this is a sign of deception. Okay. He's stressing. He says Don's name and then he pulls it back real fast. And he's not sure how to answer this particular question because his father's trying to get him to say, well, who's the dude up on the property? And he has information internally that he's conflicted with. And you can see it. It shows itself in his body language here. So play that back just for a second.
And he also asks, he said, give me a minute as well. So it's all a bit much at that point for him. So we'll go back here a little bit.
The swimming, at the swimming hole.
You said what?
At the swimming hole, what do you think? How long did she go under for?
I mean, she went under like a little kid would.
Oh, all right. So a normal little kid thing. So
Yeah.
She wasn't drowning or anything. All right. So a typical little kid.
She was mad because she fucked up her leg.
Oh.
She said, "What was G-Ma so mad about that day? Did you see that stain? I don't pay attention to clothes.
Was their clothes often stained?
No, they have a washer and dryer.
Well, that don't mean nothing. Stains are stains, bro.
I ain't never seen them, so I don't think so, no.
I mean, I've seen pictures that the children wearing stained clothes, but that's not an everyday thing. So I think they're just kind of asking if the boys were, neglected or the kids were neglected in general.
All right.
That's not really something a 15-year-old boy or 14-year-old boy is going to keep a keen eye on, especially growing up around those kinds of situations. And that's just what I think about that.
Did that guy call Candace? No, his Dawn did, her husband. Give me a second.
Wait a minute.
Did that guy call Candace? No, his Dawn did, her husband. Give me a second.
Well, listen, this is what you wanted, buddy. So.
No, I'm just saying, give me a second, come on now.
Hunter, call court and tell them. Oh yeah. By the way,
So
that was important.
Yeah, that was very interesting. So they said, was it that guy? Go ahead. Well, he said, well, was it that guy? He said, no, it was Don, as he's rubbing his face and nose.
Well, he interjected Don into the conversation. Hey, he put Don into that question. Why?
Why did he do it?
Yeah, I mean, or why? Right? Well, why is
truth
it all of a sudden?
I don't know. I think he's just telling the truth.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
and remember, we go back to the other part of his. I mean, just kind of play it forward for a second. We go back to the time when he says, "Yeah, I looked at the phone real fast," and remember, he tells us and it said done. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? Okay. And now here he is 2.5 years later. He seems to remember the phone call, which is consistent. He seems to remember Dawn in the phone call. And he says, yeah, Dawn had called Candace. Okay. But somehow now he's connected that to Dawn connected to the guy on the property somehow. That's what he's connecting.
And the guy on the property, from what I'm gathering from him, is he's saying that person was Andy, some Andy that worked at a mechanic shop.
We don't know. I don't know if he hasn't told me that.
Yeah.
Personally, and there is some problem here with that particular conversation.
You can call the courts and let them know what's going on with your mom, and they can postpone the court date.
See, Dad shifted the conversation.
Yeah.
Go back and play it in context now.
No, I'm just give me a second. No, did that guy call Candace? No, his Dawn did, her husband. Give me a second.
Well, listen, this is what you wanted, buddy. So
See right
No,
there.
I'm just saying.
So Don did her husband. So he's talking about Candace and Don in this particular statement. Okay? And then Andrew, the dad, is going, well, this is what you wanted. Okay. So that's kind of a, hey, I'm giving you a heads up. Remember, we talked about something. Okay? This is what you wanted. Okay? And he's going, yeah, okay, give me a minute here. And now dad is going to shift the entire conversation.
Give me a second, come on nose.
Hunter, call court and tell them. Oh yeah. By the way, you can call the courts and let them know what's going on with your mom, and they can postpone the court date for eviction.
They're already there.
Huh?
They are already there.
Who's they?
Grandma.
Oh, so they're trying to do that now?
Yeah, they're already there.
Oh, all right, good.
Question: what was the guy named Dawn? Her husband.
So what was the guy's name that called, I believe? And he says, Dawn, her husband.
What am I doing? What Hunter wants.
I do find it interesting that he's putting this squarely on the 17-year-old boy, his son's back, saying, look, this is what Hunter wanted. And this is what he's getting. And look, I don't care how old Hunter talks or acts. I mean, this is a lot to deal with for anybody. No matter the involvement.
From the law enforcement perspective, this is gold.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
No, I don't know what mid she has. Hey, H. What's that say?
Hey, good to see you. Good luck in the future. Wishing you well.
This one well too. I got a common cold, not the flu. I got checked yesterday.
It always does. He doesn't care anymore.
About?
No, people are saying that this will get turned sideways too. And it's like, yeah, I already warned you it was gonna, and you still don't give a fuck. You're gonna speak your piece. When was the last time you and your sister saw Candace and the kids?
The last time?
Yeah, when was the last time you saw Candace and the kids?
Oh, I can't even remember that. You trying to give me timestamps. I can't do that.
All right. So, question: do you, in your opinion, was Candace a good mom or a shit one?
I mean, her and Allie are like the same. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So they have their moments.
The way that I take that is, and I don't want to speak ill of Allie. I know that she's not doing so hot at the moment, but I mean, she had her children taken. Candace had her children taken. Assuming that the answer is not great sometimes, I'm sure look, everybody's good sometimes at some things, but to be a parent, you're going to probably want to be pretty consistent with that, even if it's just, the basics.
Yeah, they have their moments. Like,
all right. Do you know
where it's
a guy by the name of Dom?
Dom?
Yeah.
Dom.
Chris, this is a good question. So Thomas Randall says, Chris, Hunter still insists the twisted tea and vapes were for him. So why wasn't Candace ever charged for that?
That's a great question, Thomas. It really is. But at the same time, the authorities don't want to undercharge initially when they go into something with this kind of magnitude, because then it just clogs the wheel. If they if they were to lock her up right away for, minor in possession, or providing, then yeah, she would have got some county time. But here we are 2.5 years down the road, here are 2 years down the road, she would have been out, and, it wouldn't have had the value that it could later on. there's a 7-year statute of limitations on it, or 5 years, whatever it is in Tennessee for that particular problem. So that's a great question, though.
It is.
Well,
Damien. Sorry, Damien.
who the fuck is Damien?
Jody Sue's son.
No, I don't know no person named Damien.
All right. It was said that she was sold. Do you think that they would do that? Do you think they would sell their kids?
No, hell no. They love their kids too much. They take them everywhere.
Okay, go back.
So
Play
that she
this back.
was sold.
Watch this question. Do you know Damien? Doesn't even react. Then watch the next question and watch him, what he does with his hands.
Whose son?
Don?
Yeah.
Don Wells?
Damien's son. Sorry, Damien.
Who the fuck is Damien?
Jody Sue's son.
No, I don't know no person named Damien.
All right. It was said that she was sold. Do you think that they would do that? Do you think they would sell their kids?
No.
Watch his hands.
Hell no. They love their kids too much. They take them everywhere.
So
do you see that?
Yeah, a little self-soothing.
He answers the question like this.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pure sign of deception.
Like I said, he doesn't want to rock the boat here any more than it's already been rocked. And with a little bit of, like I said, last time, grandma or great grandma, mom, he was around adults and kind of at the time, a structured little, interview. And he was a bit more, like you said, it was a bit more fresh, but even believes that statement. I'm not saying that Don and Candace didn't love their kids. There's a million different ways to love your kids. You can still love your kids and be an absolute dog crap parent.
Like you said, she didn't go under. She didn't go under.
You know how kids try to swim underwater when they're younger? They go under for like a quick second and come back up type shit.
Yeah. So she was under for a little. Yeah. So she was trying to stay under a bit longer. There's nothing wrong with that. So she didn't drown. No dry drowning. None of it.
I don't. Yeah, no, there was nothing like that. Playboy,
see how he is on that response about the water thing right there? Yeah. He was, the only thing he had was he's just scratching his eye. That's okay. So he's scratching his eye. That's not, this during the question. I think we're starting to see how Hunter responds, to certain questions and some of his, his gestures. Of course, you would want to have, a doc take a look at that, or other people, like Steve Johnson or others, but, I'm working over 300 murders in my career. I've seen enough deception to know, okay, that's a problem. And I would have marked that down. I would have written a note saying, hey, during this question, at that question, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I think is happening here. And it's great that I'm getting to see this for the very first time here, Josh, and I appreciate you calling me on this. What I'm seeing here is Hunter's stuck in this whole problem. He is stuck in the middle of this whole problem. He's got, this family on this side, i.e., Don and Candace, and he's got his family on his side, i.e., his mom and his biological father here. And they're putting pressure on him in the middle. And they've been doing that from day one. Evident of the fact that she came over there, and I keep, I go back to that comment. He's like this, but what they don't understand is this kid holds the key to a lot of the locks in the Summer Wells case. And when he decides to open those locks, this case is going to blow open. It'll blow wide open.
Right.
Go ahead.
And we haven't got there yet, and I haven't heard this part, but I believe there's a part where he does talk about Don not being at work all day, that he knew that Don, or that knows that. I mean, that's a big, big, big deal. Now, most of us, not most of us, but I've assumed for some time that Don wasn't at work all day. I didn't, didn't. There's no proof that I have, and I think that law enforcement would be able to prove something like that. But that would just blow Dawn's whole story out of the water.
Playboy.
I think they got you mixed up with me.
I don't know people named no Playboy.
I do. I know one, but he ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
If she talking about some vice lord, dude, I don't hang with him.
So they ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, everything has just been blown out because I won't go online with other people. I don't do this stuff.
Hell no, you're too busy.
I be trying to take care of my babies that are on the way, twins.
That's interesting. Having twins.
Yeah, well, see, he's having a paradigm shift here. He's growing up a little.
You're gonna have to.
You know, right?
Yeah, I mean that is shocking, to say the least.
Yes, everything that pertains to Hunter has been blown way the fuck out of proportion.
What was she like? She was like the best younger sister you could ever have. I mean,
I agree, man. I mean, I don't know the kid like that, but listen, it is what it is. And hello, peekaboos, get your shit running right now with your bullshit. And just so everybody knows, if you don't catch this now, it's going to members only. Have her step out of the screen.
did Summer have?
Tell her to get out of the damn screen.
Oh yeah, go back to the screen. But she has a history of like going in the backyard and walking in the woods with her brothers, but that's it.
So she having twins, kid?
Yeah, she's having twins.
God,
we'll know
boy.
the gender. Yeah, we'll know the gender in 2 weeks.
I don't know how he doesn't know that his son's having. Well, I do know. I don't want to be critical because, like, I would just, look, I'm not a saint. I'm no more of a saint than anybody else. So, but at the same time, it's just like, wow, it just blows your mind.
Damn, homie.
Hey, you're going to be a grandpa to twins. Yay. He's 35, Chris. Andrew's 35 years old. I mean, that's rough.
So you're gonna have one. So you're gonna have one black kid and one white kid. So that way you got both. That way you got both, right?
Good one. We got a regular Andy Kaufman on our hands here.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Is he? Oh. Hey, Hunter, say it. Go. Feel free now.
For what?
Feel fucking free.
Well, he's in the chat.
Feel free, bud. Oh, nah, he's streaming.
I'm not into
Where?
that.
Trying to figure out. Was it called Benny?
I don't care.
Say you are for be dumb. Man, you don't even know the.
Wow, really? So your story switch up, huh? Fuck that, man. You over there
They're getting trolled and they're taking it hook, line, and sinker.
talking shit on you right now. Clip channels get struck, bitch. You forget, even clip channels get struck, bitch.
Great.
I'll never understand that
Oh,
personally, but what do we know?
What don't you understand?
Well, I get it, but they become entertainment.
So there, kid?
Crime drama or whatever they call it.
Crama.
Yeah. How about working with the victim? Let's move on. Next.
Hunter. Oh.
I couldn't get myself to care any less.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah, they want to know if you think he's been kidnapped.
No, I don't think.
If Hunter,
I don't think
Summer's
so.
been kidnapped. No.
Wait, I missed that. If who's been kidnapped? Summer's
Listen, I
been
don't know if you
kidnapped?
think he's
Yeah.
yeah, they want to know if you think he's been kidnapped.
No, I don't think.
If Hunter,
I don't
if
think
Summer's
so.
been kidnapped. No.
But he just earlier he said that that he thinks that she wandered off and somebody was around there and took her, which is a kidnapping.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's again, we always go back to what is the most logical situation here. And if you got the parents putting her into the basement, then children just do not children don't vanish. They don't vanish. Okay. God always leaves a window or a door open somewhere, and you find, as investigators, you find some clue that says, okay, this is a possibility. And then you look for probabilities, and et cetera. But you don't, again, you have to follow that cardinal rule of, don't write the prescription unless you know what the diagnosis is. And right now, we don't even know the total diagnosis. We know that part of the diagnosis here is a little girl just vanishes from a basement, according to the parents. Right? But when you take it into surgery and you start cutting it open, you realize, hey, wait a minute. They're saying it's a heart attack and it looks like an appendicitis.
Right.
So, how do you make sense of what experts now do you send them out for, a cardiogram, an electrocardiogram? What do you do here? And in this case, investigative work is no different than this. And this is why, listening to him again, for him to say something to the effect, no, look, no, I don't think she was kidnapped. Well,
look at his hand too.
Yeah, well, and that could be, a very deceptive response, because that could tell us that he knows more than he, again, is putting onto the table. Okay? And he may have other reasons for not laying it out onto the table at this point. Look at his father. Look at his father's hand. He's almost like, okay, this is your chance, and you've got the son doing this. Okay, I mean, this is a classic, two guys in a room. And I had a case years ago. The victim's name was Dave Tabor, and it was two family members, and I had them in separate interview rooms. And I said to the one guy, I said, hey, you said your uncle had a mask on, real fast. I'm going to get through the story so we can continue to watch this. And by the way, I have time tonight, Josh, so whatever.
Yeah, no worries.
Because I'm really curious about this.
Me too.
Anyway, I said to the one kid, I said, hey, because they were telling us that the suspect was wearing a mask. And I said, hey, we've got bank photographs and the dude's not wearing a mask. Is there, could you be wrong? And he goes, hey, man, and he stops and he goes, can I talk to my cousin? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So we put them in the other rooms together, and he leans over within 30 seconds. He says they know Uncle Mauricio wasn't wearing a mask. So this is a classic, two-way street here going on that we're watching. It's as if you're watching two interviews in two separate interview rooms. Okay. I mean, think about the cops. This is what the cops look at. They watch Andrew, the dad, and they're watching Hunter simultaneously. Okay. If they were each getting interviewed by detectives. Go ahead.
Right. I mean, that still frame here says a lot to me.
That's your thumbnail.
Yeah, right. Trev time. There's our boy Trev. Thank you, Trevor, for that. I appreciate it. Thank you both for this analysis. You guys are two role models of mine. Much love and respect to you both. Love you, buddy.
Get over to his channel. Subscribe to his. Trevor's a good guy.
He's a great guy, and he covers a lot of stuff in Tennessee as well, and he does a good job at it too. So put his link in the chat. Jewel says Chris is the man, so smart, so in tune. He's good for an old head. I'll tell you that right now. That's
good for a corn dog.
That is never going away.
Listen, I can't let him do nothing. His mind's set. It's on. His mind's up. When his mind's made up, his mind is made up. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I already told. I've listened before I even came up on this live. I was arguing with this man about not even doing this.
He a bitch.
Bitch. Go ahead, say what you got to say to him and get it out of your way, because I don't want to be dealing with it.
All I gotta say is he got a problem. He think he's okay.
All right.
Mouth. Took that shit.
Benny don't care about.
I'm not the one that set my own bitch.
We gotta head to the ICU room.
All right, brother.
No, I ain't got to get off right now. I just got a couple more minutes.
All right. Well, whenever you're ready, just say something, and then I'll pop
Okay,
this
one
out.
second. I only got till 2:20, and then that's it.
All right. Well, you got a bit of time. So, listen, it is what it is, homie. I got you. This is all you, buddy. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I told you no like 100 times.
This is so odd.
Fuck is on my screen? Dirt. I don't know yet. You gotta wait for him to come back. He's taking a minute. Yeah, this motherfucker got some big balls, bro. Talking shit on your brother.
That looked like Buddy.
Fucking Benny skis. Hunter's involved now. I told your sister come out of her room, asked what was going on, and I said, "Yo, Benny's over there." That's how right.
You know my older sister too. Everybody right here. You know my older sister.
That's how right.
You know my older sister too. Everybody, please stop talking to them. They are dealing with a hard time. Everybody trying to hit them up on their Facebook. Leave them alone. But y'all gonna have to cross me. I promise you that. Please just give them time and peace.
Hey. Watch your grip.
I know. I'm sorry, Sandra.
I was just saying, watch your grip, bro. It was a little tight. I know how you are. You're like me. Protect.
No, because my sister just called me and told me to tell you that these people keep texting her on Facebook. Can y'all just please let her be? Just let them be.
Do you know if she met up with anybody else that morning outside of who you said already?
No.
Dad, tell Hunter what I said about Benny Keys.
Yes, I do have a voice. I always use my voice. I get my voice from my father. I love to be heard.
Yes, sir. You still over there talking that bullshit.
Dad.
What?
Tell Hunter what I said about Benny.
Go ahead, you can tell him.
Hey, Hunter.
Yes.
It's just.
So, Dad's been going on about Benny for a while.
Oh yeah, everybody's proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you even got people over in his chat right now fucking pissed off because he won't leave you alone.
Could this? No. I don't bring nobody's. The stuff I do with the gang stuff, I don't bring around no family, no nothing. I don't ever do that in my life. Because I don't want them to know nothing about my family because something happened to my family if I were to do something wrong. I'm way smarter than that.
Well, look, putting them on camera is not protecting anybody. I'm just saying.
Is he saying he's a gangbanger?
Yes, he is saying that he is a gangbanger.
Go ahead, Skis Ball. You be struck next.
Who's Skeet Ball?
Yeah, I got that on babysit right now.
Hunter, are there certain things you cannot talk about? There's certain things I might not want to talk about because how I feel about the situation.
Okay.
That's interesting. What do you make of that? I mean, so they said the question was, are there things that you can't talk about, and or he said, I think. Let me play that again.
I want to talk about because certain things you cannot talk about.
Yeah, I got that on babysit right now.
Hunter, are there certain things you cannot talk about? There's certain things I might not want to talk about because how I feel about the situation.
Okay.
But that's it.
Like what?
Yeah. That's the kind of that. I mean, to be honest, that's what people want to hear. What is it that you don't want to talk about? And it's just he is covering up. This is a different soothing method than he used last time when he was doing the yawning thing. I mean, as people grow up, they self-soothe in different ways, but the yawning I always found to be kind of a self-soothing thing, but I don't know. People, I've read all kinds of stuff about people that yawn, and it could be from medication, lack of oxygen, nervousness. So, it's hard to say. But I felt like it was a self-soothing situation.
Oh fuck! Now you got your other brother here.
Yeah, but I'd rather just get this all out now. I have nothing to do with it. It was just a timestamp, and that's it.
But your brother's here.
I seen him. So are you still? I mean, yes, because there's no way I could leave it without going in the box. You get what I'm saying? But I don't do the stupid stuff I used to. It's not like back in the old days you got to kill somebody, get in, all that stuff. It's just we look out for each other. That's all.
Yeah, no wrong with that. So listen,
I did that when I was a young kid. So,
boy, you don't get no bitches. I don't know why you got to keep saying I'm bald. I'm okay with that. It's not my fault you get no bitches, bro.
Hey,
I mean, wait, yo, he gets bitches. It's called Samsung, Xbox, and HP.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Do you think Ken is?
Well, I mean, he is 17.
Like I said, I can't really speak on that. I don't know.
He can't really speak on
go
much
back
of
to that. Do you think Candace?
Can't really.
HP.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Do you think Candace? Like I said, I can't really speak on that. I don't know.
He can't. And HP.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Do you think Candace? Like I said, I can't really speak on that. I don't know.
He can't really speak on much of that.
Hunter,
but he's doing the best he can.
And so he didn't. He's just reading the chat, but the what is it?
And did his dad just answer the question?
Yeah, he said he can't. Yeah, right.
Where he said a couple minutes ago, well, I can't speak on that. Then did his dad just say, well, he can't speak to that? Are they talking about Candace? Are they both thinking about Candace? I don't know. We'd have to ask them.
Do you think
Candace, what do they think?
Like I said,
yeah, I'm sure she'll answer that right away.
I can't really speak on that. I don't know.
He can't really speak on much of that.
Hunter,
but he's doing the best he can.
Okay, yeah, baby. Like I said, there's no other way. But hold on, my lawyer's texting me. Hold on.
Oh shit! Here we go.
He says that his lawyer is texting him.
Well, this is a smart lawyer.
The lawyer's all over.
Yeah, and the lawyer should say,
"Shut your mouth."
Yeah, what are you doing? Get off of the internet.
Over, bro. She over here, but she probably bitching because she sees this a lot, bro. He doesn't really remember what she had on that day. Damn. Wyatt, you'll be bald one day too. Ha.
Good thing I got grandma's hair.
Fuck. Yeah, so does your fucking brother.
I believe baldness comes from the mother's side.
Dixon, you're dang right.
I can't answer that, Josh.
You wouldn't know a thing about baldness.
On that.
Yeah. Mute. Nah, I ain't got a mute. Fuck all that. You listen, he's saying what he can legally say. Outside of that, it is what it is. And people in chat, some people in chat are absolutely right. This man's don't owe anybody no explanation.
Allison, we finna go visit her. We'll be there soon. I hope she's doing better. Yesterday, her eyes were getting better. So
I can't hear. I don't have no headphones. So damn. Yo, your brother's fixing to get me arrested. Do you think he might have had a heat stroke in the car?
no, it wasn't even hot.
No.
It wasn't even that hot. They had the AC on.
See how fast he answered that?
Yeah, he did answer that really fast. And he said that they had the AC on. And I remember Candace saying that she doesn't use AC, that she doesn't like AC. Right. I do remember that. A lot of contradictory statements, just little stuff, you know, that, you know.
It's the minutia stuff.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Was Don home when he called Candace?
I mean, that's pretty obvious if he threw someone off the property.
So, so that was like, bam, that's pretty obvious if he was throwing somebody off the property.
Okay, so now based on what he's saying, we now know, or at least he's suggesting, there's somebody on the property with Don.
Right.
That's what he's suggesting, right?
Correct.
So
somebody on the property that Don threw off because he's at home now.
Okay. And that means what kids allegedly are being touched because Summer's with them.
Correct.
So Summer can't be taken. She's with Candace at this point. And Don's throwing somebody off of the property, and that's why he calls, according to what he's saying here. So that piece of the puzzle, you know, that's not fitting correctly. So somebody's not telling the truth. Hey.
Yeah, and we're running into a lot of that. That's one thing that I do think about a lot, because, you know, they say, well, we went here. Well, no, we didn't go here. Obviously somebody's lying. And down below here, you say, he did not listen to you, Chris. He is still smoking. The old head gave him advice. It was triple OG advice, not taken. Told him to stay away from the vapes. He even warned his mother, no more vapes. He's vaping.
Yeah, and Jose was thrown off the property before all of this.
Got it.
All right, so he wasn't at work that day?
No, he did go to work.
Okay.
8.
No, you're not blocked.
Who's under the bus?
Well, go ahead. Yeah, they ain't blocked. But no, go ahead. So he was at work, but then he was home?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's that got to do with me?
No, you don't think she got kidnapped and wandering off property? I think they would have found her. But outside of that, homeboy, yeah. So you said he was at work, but he was also home at the time. Dude got kicked off property that day.
Yeah, he was at the house. But that was like before they would drop me off. So that's like later in the day.
So that was after you got dropped off?
No, that's why I was getting dropped off.
Oh, all right.
Hold on.
So he was wild that day?
Yeah.
But he was at that, homeboy. But outside of that, homeboy, yeah. So you said he was at work, but he was also home at the time. Dude got kicked off property that day.
Yeah, he was at the house. But that was like before they would drop me off. So that's like later in the day.
So that was after you got dropped off?
No, that's why I was getting dropped off.
Oh, all right.
Don's gonna crap his pants, dude.
Yeah.
Don is gonna lose it.
Don will be calling anytime soon. I'm sure you.
So he was home about that time.
So yeah, let's get this right. They're in the drive-through getting the prescription. Don calls Candace.
Right.
Hey, there's, where are you? I just kicked somebody off the property. Oh no, this is when I was getting dropped off. Don was there at 3:30. Okay. And he just kicked off the guy. So that means, did you see him kick the guy off the property? I mean, that would have been my question if I was interviewing Hunter. Well, okay, explain this. Did you see the guy getting kicked off the property? How do you know this? Well, no, it was the phone call. Okay. Well, did you hear the comment? See how this doesn't make any sense? Doesn't make any sense.
Don?
He should have stopped vaping to Jason's comment. He should have stopped with his head. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where's the lawyer? Where's your text your client again at this point, would you please?
No more vaping, no more smoking cigarettes on camera, and stop admitting to illegal things.
Oh, Don is hitting the bottle as we speak, and the phone will be ringing.
He's pissed. He's pissed.
Yeah. Film at 11.
Well, fuck me.
I got it.
Even the dad knows. Even his father knows. You can't make this stuff up, man. This is seriously. One day this is going to be a movie, a book. I don't know what people are going to do with it, but I've never seen anything like it. But go ahead.
Please leave my sister alone. My older sister, she's not doing it. I can't give you no answer. I don't really do time. Like you could ask me what the time is, but I don't like pay attention. I don't do all that. All boys, I'm guessing.
He goes by the Mayan calendar, not the Gregorian one.
I mean, I don't think they would just take one kid and not the other.
So he's responding to a question about why somebody would only kidnap one child and not the other ones. I mean, it's a fair point, but I mean,
that's a great point.
Yeah, sure is.
We've asked the same question, Hunter. That's a great point.
And then to send your children down into the woods or the creek or whatever by themselves, like, hey, we think your sister got kidnapped. Head on down there alone.
Yeah.
Well, there's some we haven't even called the police yet, but there's some crazy person down there.
Yeah. Make sure you guys get down there, check the creek, and look for a red truck.
Take your pocket knives. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How long?
Take the dog trail.
I didn't catch that, Dick Dollar. Hold on. Shit be nuts. Did she eat that day that you know of?
Yeah.
When you were with her?
No,
How long did they stay inside a price list to go food shopping?
Like an hour and 30 minutes.
Didn't Candace say it was like 10 minutes?
Well, apparently he just added an hour and 30 minutes. So now we go back. That's 2:00.
All right, there you go. When he was originally
actually, what is it? I think it's like 10 minutes from their house. So it's actually, 150.
Right.
Oh, all right.
This is gold. The cops are going to love this.
Everybody's
Absolute
sending
gold.
loves and hugs, buddy.
And Dawn and Candace aren't going to like it so much.
Thank you. No.
So,
no.
So apparently, in case you want to know, apparently you and I are running an anti-Summer Wells campaign.
Who?
Me and you.
What? We just got there.
No. There's only one person allowed up here right now, and that's him. Sorry. Outside of that, it ain't happening.
Yeah. He said this is going on members only. The only members that are really going to need this is the TBI. And by the way, I'm sure they've downloaded it and put it in their file.
Do you think she was SA'd?
What does that mean?
Assaulted.
No, hell no.
All right. Well, no, because it come out that Donnie Wells did that to his own sister, so that's why people are asking.
Now, don't bring that up. He's going to blame us for that one.
Let's see what he says. He ignored it.
What do you honestly
good move?
Think happened to her? Now you had time to stew on it.
Hold on, my lawyer.
Oh,
Take your time.
The good lawyer. Good job, Bob.
Don't answer that question.
Lawyer, bro.
He's telling me no.
They want to know what your honest opinion is on what you think happened.
I think that she wandered off, and like he said, some dude was walking on his property that he's never seen. So probably she got took by him or something.
As he looks at his phone.
That he's thinking that she.
They want to know what your honest opinion is on what you think happened.
I think that she wandered off, and like he said, some dude was walking on his property that he's never seen. So probably she got took by him or something.
All right,
that's what I think.
Ever
met Robin?
So let's stop this for a second. So let's get this right. Don sees a guy up there, according to Hunter, that he's never seen ever on his property before.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Summer disappears. So Don's there.
It's done.
I don't know. I mean, just right. I mean, if we take his way of thinking of what happened, but according to him, he was dropped off at his house, so he really wouldn't know what happened. So this is speculation on his part of what could have happened.
Correct.
But unfortunately, he puts Dawn on the property when the daughter disappears with this strange guy somehow in the neighborhood.
Which is a major problem for Don.
Major problem for Don, because now he doesn't have to run home from Johnson City after Candace calls and says, "Hey, Summer's missing."
Let me put my tools away first, and then I'll be right there.
A liar in your opinion. Well, I gotta say, if your opinion don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck.
Wait a minute.
Well, I got.
Really?
Oh, I'm a liar in your opinion. Well, I gotta say, if your opinion don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I've been called a liar on here before. Have you been called a liar before, Chris?
I kidnapped Summer, according to Don.
Me too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that came out with a lie.
Be called worse than a liar. Matter of fact, if I say you're a liar, I don't even react to this.
People want to know if you remember what she ate that day.
We went to Sonic, so she had food. And Burger King.
Yeah, but do you remember?
Burger King. That's new.
What?
That's new.
Show Burger King.
She ate that day.
Why would you go to Sonic and Burger King?
Well, it's new. It's awesome.
And Burger King.
Yeah, but do you remember?
She always got fries from Burger King.
So 2.5 years or 2 years,
right.
whatever it's been, Summer has had food at Burger King.
And I'm getting something here that's saying that on another channel that Candace was in the chat reacting, and she says that they did not go to Burger King.
Right.
That as of tonight, is that correct? Can I get a confirmation on that? I do believe that Candace is denying the Burger King story, but Hunter seems very he seems very convinced of it. Make sure. Okay, so it is true. From what I'm hearing, it's true. Okay.
Burger.
So Candace denies that they went to Burger King, but everybody agrees on Sonic. So that's good.
Yeah, we all thought it was Sonic.
Well, he says it was.
Yeah.
And Burger King.
Candace.
Dude,
remember she had to clear that up at the water hole with me. She goes, no, he's got some things out of whack here. Okay.
Their version of what went on that day where they stopped at, which was only like 3-4 places. They had that all out of sorts. Like they couldn't even match up on that, like where they went. And obviously somebody's lying.
Burger King.
Yeah, but do you remember?
She always got fries from Burger King.
All right.
Who is this dude? Hold on.
Oh.
Some electric funeral. He said
Don't, because he got booted.
well, he's stupid.
He wants to react to people in the chat. You'll be there all day, buddy. Just move on.
Hold on, I'll catch it. Watch. That's the power of fucking Restream, my dude.
Did Hunter text anyone while Candace? No, I didn't. But
nah, he was texting his mama. All right, hold on.
Who's Fat Man?
Your uncle.
Did she open the big pack?
I'm Fat Man.
Yo. Yeah, your uncle.
Okay.
You forget, man. We got you.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you've been prepped on this one, Chris, but Candace said that, you know, she did feed Summer that morning cold hot dogs. She kind of,
first I've heard that too.
yeah. So she kind of revised, because people had been outraged, like, why didn't you give her food? Which is a fantastic question. If you're saying that a 5-year-old hasn't eaten well into the afternoon, people were like, why didn't she? And then she came up with some. So now Hunter's saying that she had French fries from Burger King. Candace says that she gave her cold hot dogs in the morning and for breakfast, microwaved hot dogs. And you know, neither meal is particularly good for a 5-year-old for breakfast or lunch. Well, lunch is okay, I guess.
I'm surprised you said that about hot dogs.
Yeah, I love hot dogs. I'll tell you that there's nothing better than a Costco dog. I'll tell you that right now. Now, if they had corn dogs, there would be something better.
Boom.
A Costco corn dog.
Like I just stated, if shit wasn't so expensive.
She told us to take it to court.
Open the big pack.
All right. So what's up, Erica?
If shit wasn't so expensive everywhere, I'd jump ship and go down there.
No.
You heard him.
He said what?
He said if shit wasn't so expensive, he'd jump ship and move down there.
Oh, shit ain't expensive down there. It's cheaper than New York.
I don't know. I looked up some of them apartments around there. Same price, basically 900s, 1000s.
There's some out in Johnson City that go based off your income. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
and then there's housing down here that'll pay like most of your rent. You just got to throw like $300. They asking me if I.
Yeah, they asked you how you knew about a dry drowning. I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure in warmer states they teach you about that shit.
I mean, yeah, I know what it is. But I just don't think it happened.
Yeah. I can honestly say your Chris McDonough interview was more.
Shout out Chris from the interview room.
Thank you.
Let's see what he has to say.
Your Chris McDonough interview scripted, I should say.
Yeah, it was more just like they asked stupid questions.
That's not what scripted is. Asking stupid questions and having I've heard this before. They say, "Oh, was this scripted?" I mean, what the dumbest things. Like, yeah, Chris,
you know how scripted it was. Do you guys want a pizza? Yeah, let's order a pizza and some Mountain Dew, shall we? That's how scripted it was. And when it showed up, off to the race.
You're a regular Spielberg.
Well, yeah, I didn't have enough time to write it out.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I can honestly say by the looks of that video, bro, Graham Bun there was trying to fucking control the whole situation.
When nobody was home, who saw the guy working? I don't know.
Andrew taking shots.
I'm good with you. I love it. Thanks,
I bet that lady would kick his ass so bad.
They didn't like
I watched. You had to sit right next to her. I could see it. She finally settled in, but I could see you were on high alert, man. You had that Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll ready to go in case she went up your head.
I bet you she had a mean right hook, and I was sitting right next to it.
I know. I've just.
I was just waiting for her one day to turn. Boom. Let me have. She was very delightful. She was very nice. Go ahead.
She settled in really well. She yeah. But at first it was like, you know what I mean?
Said he was home.
But that's what you just said. But that's what you just said, though. You said that Donnie was home.
No, I'm saying he said who saw the dude walking around when nobody was home. If nobody was home, how did you get what I'm saying?
One of my favorite parts of that interview was when Allie screamed Sandra from across across the street. Dude, I mean that was like a war cry. Oh, you got scared. I saw you.
Like, what the heck, where'd that come from? But you know what? I just stayed with it.
Dude, you maintained. Most mortals would have folded under the pressure.
Yeah, but I'm saying you said that Donnie got a hold of Candace while he was walking around, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but why would I lie about something like that? But why he say nobody was home?
Because Donnie's trying to say he was at work that whole time.
Okay, so this is good. Here we go. Let me rewind this here.
Yeah, I'm
saying you said that Donnie got a Yeah, but I'm saying
home. How did no, I'm saying he said who saw the dude walking around when nobody was home. If nobody was home, how did you get what I'm saying?
Oh, we get what you're saying.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, man. You keep saying it.
Say it again.
But I'm saying you said that Donnie got a hold of Candace while he was walking around, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but why would I lie about something like that? But why he say nobody was home?
Why would Don say nobody was home? Is that the question? Well, because that would implicate him and take away his 7th alibi, or 6th or 5th or 4th or 3rd.
Because Donnie's trying to say he was at work that whole time.
Oh, I don't think he was.
I mean, he's pretty locked in on that, man. That's about the 4th time that he even said that in the original interview.
Correct.
He did not believe that Don was at work all day, but he wasn't as definitive about it as he is here. I mean, he's doubling, tripling.
So if Donnie was at work, how did he call fucking Candace to tell her some dude was scoping out the property?
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
See, even they can't make sense of it. Right. Because it's again, it goes back to, if it don't look right, it's probably not right.
They've somehow cracked this Da Vinci code that it doesn't, none of it would fit unless he was at home.
Well, Hunter's not following the script.
He is not following the script.
Even coming, with some of the new things here, 330s, 330, 3 boys, with Don, yada yada, Burger King or whatever it's going to be. He's not following the script, which was problematic for them, because that's why Candace went over there that night to make sure, hey, what did you tell him? Or after the interviews with the cops?
I think it was the next day.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah. Which, by the way, she denies.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll tell you this, and I've always thought that this was a very chargeable offense, much more so than, there's an ongoing investigation. He's being questioned, she's being questioned, and she's now wanting to know, after they were told not to talk to each other, is from what I understand, she is now interfering in witness testimony, which is against the law.
What say you?
Yeah, I mean, she's interjecting herself right into the middle of a potential, very high profile situation that she could be involved in. Yeah. And now she's interjecting herself into the witnesses potentially. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Just another charge.
Is so right, Andrew. I don't think this is a good idea.
I got to tell you, I got to thank you, Josh, for inviting me here tonight. This is gold. This is gold.
And I'm thank you so much for coming on as well.
Well, I'm here to the end. I got to hear this whole thing. Go ahead, finish.
I probably have to re-listen to this, but the one of the things that, look, Dawn See, here's where Don's going to start facing some trouble with this particular interview. If they have evidence that Don wasn't where he said he was, and who knows what Don told, he could have told us a different story than he has told. It's not against the law to lie to the public. It is against the law to lie to the cops. So if the story that he gave is that he was at work all day and they can place him not at work all day with Hunter's testimony, he could be charged with lying to investigators. So
Correct.
that could be a major problem for Don.
My idea. I fought with this man not to do this. This was all him.
Nah. She was not on.
Let's go to Burger King or Sonic first.
Well, be ready for all the questions from the retards.
Did you catch that? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Some of these are
he's
money
giving up
shots.
what he can.
What's that?
Some of these are money shots.
Yeah, exactly.
So time yourself. Yo, listen.
Fuck over it.
Boyle.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Yes.
go to Burger King that day?
Yeah, she got some food from Burger King. She always gets food. She gets fries. She loves fries.
I've heard that before. I have heard that she's, what little kid doesn't love fries? You know, I mean, I find that endearing to be honest with you. I remember when my kids were that age. French fries. Ronell used to take his French fry and dip it in the ketchup and then just like lick the ketchup off the fry. He used it like a spoon. It was rather ridiculous, but he grew out of that about a year or two ago.
Yep. And thank you, Kathy. He's doing great.
The boys was allegedly cleaning.
I guess. I don't know. You don't know. He wasn't in there. He wasn't at the crib. How are you supposed to know what the boys are doing?
Michael, I believe that they are both felons. I don't know that 100%, but I don't think that they can vote. If that,
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
This is
I mean,
gold.
some of this shit's just repetitive BS.
I agree.
First time I hear about Benny. Fuck him. He ain't nothing. But a drama.
Never heard. Candace has never mentioned. Well, then go. All I can say is just call the TBI, figure out what y'all want to figure out. I ain't got shit to do with it. End of story.
That's it. If Benny Keys has got the hots for your sister, man.
Until court. I don't got no court. What are you talking about until
So
court?
apparently by you talking about this right now, apparently your mom being in the hospital was all bullshit. Right. Oh no, buddy, I told you this backlash was gonna be hell, and you don't want to listen to me. So now we both get stuck with this.
Yeah, they can.
First off, if y'all need proof, just go check the live from yesterday. I don't care what nobody. All right, so look, we're gonna lay out for the questions for a while since y'all want to sit here and say that all this
No,
is
it ain't these guys. It ain't my people. It's Benny Skeesball.
Benny Skeesball. Tell him to fucking drop his nuts and then come find me. That's all I gotta say.
Man, he won't drop his nuts.
He won't drop his nuts.
How you do
Don't
got it?
work,
sis.
BRB. Okay. But
But look-
everybody's praying for your moms. She's doing. It's all on her now. On her, but she is progressing a little, not a lot.
Yeah, and in all sincerity and honesty, we do send out heartfelt wishes to Allison, and hopefully that she is able to recover from what's going on. In all sincerity,
Since
I would love to hear another Sandra.
you don't date white girls, who kidnapped that white girl walking behind you?
That's my sister.
You know your uncle's gonna bust your ass.
Yeah.
Who's that talking?
So I believe that his uncle, Fat Boy, as they call it, he's on panel, but you can't see him. You can just hear him.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and he's, you know,
So he doesn't know his family members?
I don't think it's his like real uncle, but I could be wrong. But you know, he
fake
really does. He adds a lot of depth to the conversation.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Where did Josh go? Am I holding this up, everybody? I think somebody hit the button. He'll come back here in a minute. How's everybody doing? Can you guys just see me? Let me see in the chat. Oh,
Sorry.
there he is. You pulled a Houdini.
I don't know what happened. I'm back. All right.
We're good, Chris. I'm hosting the lab tonight.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
love it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe Don called. Oh, there. Okay, we're back.
Let's see. Have I got? I got a voicemail on my Google number, but I don't know who it's from. I'm not.
Listen to it.
I don't know. I don't think it's him.
Okay.
His usually comes on Friday nights around 10.
Yeah. Well, it may come a little earlier tonight if he's when he watches this.
Yeah. He's definitely got a clinch butt tonight.
That's it.
A new one?
Okay,
No,
yeah.
it ain't a new one. It's Hunter finally speaking. This is what you all wanted. It's what you all been bugging out for how long? Almost fucking 2.5 years. This is what y'all been bugging for.
Well, I mean, he spoke already once.
And now a lot of people are all pissed off because they don't like his answers.
Well, I mean, that was inevitable.
Well, now I fucking tell you. Pay the man. There you go.
I like Sharon's question there.
What?
I like Sharon's.
Yeah, I didn't really like the pay the man. That was a
What was it?
It said, Hunter, how are you coping with all this? Yes, if he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know if you're all right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be strong for everybody in my family right now.
He hasn't cried yet.
No, I did at her arm, so
it's okay to cry. Just like, I mean, sometimes life's overwhelming, It's okay. He's a 17-year-old boy. And I get that he's wanting to be strong for people around him, and that's a good thing. I got no problem with that, but it's not about crying.
Your timeline you're looking for is a year off, you dumbass.
bro, look, we'll talk about this when we figure out this situation with Lil Benny. We'll talk about the rest of it. Right now, since he's watching us and trying to flip everything, all I gotta say is he know where I'm staying apparently, because everybody knows where my address is. People pull up, try to do YouTube videos. I'm like, if you trying, I don't do YouTube. I've never done this stuff in my life.
Well, you're doing YouTube right now.
Welcome aboard.
You don't do anything besides come talk to me up here. Keep playing it, buddy, because guess what? Your whole channel is gonna get struck, you fucking dumb bastard. Why don't you get off your mama's?
That my lawyer will be contacting the court down in Texas, and then he's fined and sued for harassment on my sister.
Oh shit. My dude, do not fucking move. Do not fucking move from where you're at.
Why you say that?
Do not. I'm telling you now, do not. Just stay right here with your daddy and your uncle and your brother. That motherfucker just fucked himself hard body. And I'm about ready to send Fat Man over there to deal with him.
You do.
Well, that's you.
He dropped the link. You
join us.
You dance around and rub your titties for hours on end.
I should go on this live.
Yeah, go ahead.
True. It might help. Yeah.
Can you stop for a second?
You see my
Gladly.
Can you imagine 4 children around this type of environment? 24/7, 365. And, we hear about, Department of, Child Services, kind of stepping involved, getting involved, taking kids out of homes. This is the one thing that social media has done is reveal the world that cops see every single night in an 8-hour shift. They get to these kind of problems, this guy fighting that guy fighting this guy. And they say, can you guys get along tonight? Okay, you go here, you go there, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And this is their norm. Exactly. Beautiful sunflower. This is their norm. Okay. Now think about that. When you see clowns put stuff on Facebook pages about the Department of Child Services stealing children, okay, just remember the messenger to that message. If anybody condones that message or supports it, then show me where this is a normal environment. Because look, you've got on one side of the world, wherever the guy on the left is, that's his environment. And there are kids in that around him. I heard it earlier on. And then on the other side of the world, that's his environment. Well, that environment was so comfortable for Hunter to go into, Don's environment, Candace's environment. It is a lot of people, yes, they live that way. But again, there's all kinds of problems under the surface that the children do not get to choose to live that way. And so when you think about this even deeper with a little child like Summer who vanishes, she just vanished that day. Okay. Don't leave the house. Hey, I'm off the soapbox on that one for a second. Go ahead.
And let's see. DC Primetime ask, and I can't highlight it here, but it says someone from work drove the Subaru. I don't even know if you could resend that question in. And Kathy wants to know, Chris, have you seen homes like the Wells homes? Before you answer that, Chris, I do want to say I am sure that you've seen everything under the sun when it comes to, you respond, especially when you were working the kind of the beat. You came into a lot of homes that weren't adequate for children, correct?
Yes, hundreds.
Yeah.
And
This is not an isolated incident. I mean, when it comes to DCS is stretched so thin in the state of Tennessee and all over the country because there are just parents who do not take care of their children adequately. And half the way is not adequate. 3/4 of the way is not adequate. So it's just everywhere.
I've seen things that are just, you go, really? You can't make any sense of it. The problem here is the children they can't choose who their parents are, right? We don't get to choose who our parents are. We're born into these environments, etc. And, so the children are the victims here. All of the show, the 3 boys and Summer, we just think about Summer and we go, okay, well, Summer, vanishes. Yes, she is the worst problem here because the other three at least are in protective custody. Okay. But then if you think about what the messaging is for other people that are circling the wagons, they're not thinking about the other three children. Okay. When I went down that stairwell, that was a normal day for those three children. That was a normal situation. Had the state not intervened, i.e., gotten hold of, the whole kit and caboodle here and taking the kids out, that would still be a normal way of living. And Miss Robin wouldn't have had anything to do, or the whoever went down there and remodeled for them. Okay. That they're missing the bigger picture here. The damage had been done to those children. They'd been living in that environment for years. Now think about that. We've gotten a taste of those personalities, Don and Candace, through YouTube. Okay. But imagine living with them and let's just say you're, Josie, and dad goes off. Well, guess who's going to catch that wind? Take the other stuff out of it. Look how he gets with us and just his sister, his stepsister the other night. I listened to your show the other night, Josh. Look how he came off on his stepsister under the influence. What if
shocking? I mean, it is shocking. It's shocking behavior.
Yeah, and then to say the deep Department of Child Services took them. Thank goodness they saved those children's lives. Thank goodness. Now let's find Summer Wells, and because now you have this environment here that is disjointed, as well as the same environment sitting on the porch. When early on. So this is good. This is gold for the authorities. This is gold. The fact that they're up here.
I agree.
My dog, you can go ahead. You want me to send you that link, bro?
Yeah. Not many people have sent me in their chat.
Go before he can fucking be careful. He might not let you. Little pig won't let you in.
Yeah.
It ain't for you to say shit.
He must be talking to his lawyer again.
It ain't for you to say shit. Yeah. Well, look at your fucking dirty ass face, bitch.
See, everything is hate.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's respond to the negative. I'm sure there are people in the chat saying nice things, and actually, I'm positive of that. People saying, wish you well, wish, those are, trust me. I used to kind of be the same way where I would focus on one of the negativity when it was like 20-1, positive to negative, and but I mean, this is a bit extreme, really. I mean, Andrew's been around on YouTube for a little bit. I mean, you would think that this really isn't the time, he could do this tomorrow, I guess, that's all I'm saying.
Fuck you.
Maybe was he talking to me there? It sounds like he was talking to me.
Probably.
Fuck you.
He did, and then he was talking to you there.
Yeah.
Ain't no gang about it, motherfucker.
It's sad.
I don't need, listen, bet. Fact 100. We'll fucking pull right up, motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Yo.
My lawyer called my sister and said that we can't talk no more, and we about the Summer Wells stuff, and said that we cannot have Allie's business out at this time.
Yikes. How you gonna unring that bell?
All right. So lawyer kiboshed it.
She said that dude, we're going to the court tomorrow, and he's getting fined, and he is being sued.
All right. So there you have it. Hunter did the best he could. He lawyered up.
Circus is here.
So due to his shit, boy's getting arrested. Good.
And True can press charges and all that. She's not gonna say nothing.
Yeah. Well,
she's not gonna say nothing because she don't do lives.
That's fine.
Okay, so rewind that, Josh. Rewind that. The attorney called his sister and said, "Hey, I've been texting your brother. I get, tell him
arrested.
Got to stop the."
So due to
the interview.
Due to his shit, boy's getting arrested.
What's he getting arrested for? What are they hooking him up for, according to Dad?
I think they're arresting Benny.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Good.
Oh, okay.
And True.
But, we know how that means they're just talking.
True can press charges and all that. She's not going to say nothing.
Yeah. Well,
she's not going to say nothing because she don't do lives.
That's fine.
She don't do what?
Lives.
Oh.
Rub your nipple.
That's like Sandra.
Yeah, but for some reason that one irritates me way more than the Sandra.
That's learned behavior right there. Learned behavior.
Rub the nips. Rub your nips.
That's another clip.
Rub your nipple.
Another soundbite.
Yeah, something about nipples.
Erica, rub the nips.
And I'm back.
Yeah.
Looking fresh as a daisy. He's 35.
So that whole situation dealt with.
Shouting at the postman.
looks like he's worked in a mine shaft for the last 70 years.
Yelling at the postman.
Yeah, yelling at the postman to rub his nipples.
Unreal. That's funny. That's funny right there.
He ain't gonna show you his dick. He's gonna show you his nip. You dumb bastard.
Let's see what he says.
Hunter's not even fazed by this.
Nah. Let it be. Let it be. Please. Let it be. I got this. Okay. Eric Khan over there. Eric Khan over there right now fucking with him. So let it be. But there you go, guys. His lawyer kiboshed it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, I can't speak no more for any of it.
It's all right, kid. Just handle that candle.
That's what we're trying to. I'm getting what
I got to be honest with you. Be Real says I feel bad for Hunter. I absolutely feel bad for Hunter. I have always, and I know that there are people who say, whatever. He's a kid. He's a kid. No matter the facade of wanting to be a man at 17, he has to do some things that are, he's has to act older than he is, and I feel sorry for any kid that has to do that.
But I can't. What's going on?
You want me to? You want me to let you fly so you can go see mom?
We gotta wait till 2:20. We can talk still if you want to.
All right. What do you want to talk about, kid?
No, just what's going on. Good. She hung up.
Think about the generational links here on both sides of this problem. If we look at all the players involved, there's dysfunctionality in every single one of the environments. Every single one of them. I mean, Candace's environment with her mom, with her uncle. In that environment, if we really looked at it pretty hard, there's not only criminality but you have an entire state. The attorney general comes forward and says, that guy should never be on the street again, ever. Okay. And you have all of the family members going, okay, well, what do we do with him? He's our uncle. Well, that just doesn't happen. Okay? The old saying is, you don't measure your success by your children, you measure your success by your grandchildren. And Hunter right now has, according to what I've learned here tonight, there are 2 children coming into his life. Okay? So you have to ask yourself, did they get to choose their father and their mother? The answer is no. They don't get to choose who they are. They're there. Okay. She's going to have these 2 kids, but this is the grandfather here. Okay. So do the math.
Look, man, nobody knows that better than me.
Exactly.
So I completely understand what you're saying.
Right. And so Hunter didn't have a chance. And either did Summer. And that's why it's so critical to, when we measure off what Hunter says, some of it's truthful and some of it's deceptive. The challenge that he has right now, and the reason I think the lawyer has, thrown up the stop sign here, is because he's told the story early on multiple times, and it's probably on video and audio, not only to the FBI, but to TBI. Okay. And so they already know what he said. So everything that he says post that could be problematic for him. And, the grandfather or the dad here, by the fact that he's putting him up here and then saying, well, it was his idea. Okay, well, whatever. I don't see a lawyer saying, I think this is a good idea to go on YouTube and go ahead and throw it up there to the world.
Right. I mean, I agree with that. And I one thing that I have noticed throughout this interview, forgive me, Andrew, if you're watching, but Hunter seems to be acting more mature and older than you are. I find that odd. I just, it's the like I said, the dynamic's weird. And I know that Andrew's personality is different than Hunter's, but Hunter's handling this better than Andrew in my opinion. But it's still not being done well.
My lawyer just got off the phone with her. I love the block feature throughout the internet. What's that mean?
What?
I love the Pennies. Can you explain more than what you're saying?
Oh yeah. I don't know what that means either, but Benny's a fucking dumbass, and Ericon's over there right now. He literally got up there.
All right. How can you block people? What you mean?
Oh, you got to be a mod to block people.
Yeah, you got to be a mod to block people.
Yo, hold up. I'll be right back.
Take your time.
You're good.
So then he just leaving him out to dry here. I mean, that's. I'll be right back. Throws him up full screen.
Well, I mean, just the level of.
I don't care about that.
Long live Bam Bam. That's not what that stands for. LLL means long live Leslie.
Talking about Miss Leslie, huh?
Yeah.
He had a pretty good relationship with her, didn't he?
He seemed to have. I mean, she seemed to pick up, a good vibe
That's
from her.
what that.
Yeah. I really liked what she had to say, and I liked how direct she was about it too. I was very sad her passing.
That means in Bam Bam, that's me. Stupid.
Like, what do you want to say? Yes, that's all I got. Yeah. Who, Andrew or Hunter? Andrew, three situations, right? This is his dad Mulvaney.
Yeah, man. People know so much. We don't know the genders till 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you.
I just pissed in his suit.
Is that a tattoo of Benjamin Franklin on his his hand?
I don't know.
Yeah.
While wearing an X-Men shirt. X-Men.
I just pissed in his fucking suit.
Hitting a vape on a lanyard.
And he said something about some dude messaging him saying he's Bam Bam. That was me.
Oh, I know who it is.
Is that his mom on his hand?
You like fried chicken?
No, I think it's Benjamin Franklin.
Is it? Anybody know?
See, Hunter is worried about his mom. I mean, yeah, he has every right to be. Absolutely. I mean, you know, you say what you want. That's his mother. He's going to be concerned. So I get it. And I understand that people are taking this as what they call a grift or a money grab. And that very well may be what inspired this. However, some things were very telling, you know. I mean, I didn't think that, I think that the exchange was kind of, you know, like a tit for tat thing, but yeah.
No. Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Duh, who doesn't like fried chicken?
Who the fuck don't like
God will always be with me. I even got them tattooed on me.
But all right, kid, let you go for now. All right. And I'm gonna go handle this motherfucker. And you stay out of chats, please.
All right, love it.
All right, love you later, buddy.
All right, love you later.
Well, I mean, there it was. Any final thoughts there? Yeah, I know. It's just, what the heck? It's odd. I keep losing you here. Where are you? There he is.
You know, no comment. This is gold. The PD will sit down. A lot of people will start weighing in and blaming us, and you know, let the games begin with all the fruitcakes.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So, no, I thought this was very interesting. I'm going to watch it a couple of times. I'm going to watch your show, a couple more times to really soak up what happened here in terms of this interview.
There's a lot.
And you know me, I don't say anything about anybody else. It's, irrelevant. I'm here for Summer Wells, period. And I know the chat is, I know that. And quite frankly, everybody on the internet, hopefully, is looking to help versus, to hurt. There's a lot of hurt in the world. We just witnessed it. And it does no good to, attack and all this other stuff. It does no good. And it's a waste of time. And I mean, I was with a kid the other day who'd done something pretty horrendous, and I was talking to him at length. And he looked at me, and I said to him, I said, you're not a bad person. You've just done something bad. And then, we got into his past, and I was able to, by the time it was over, I understood where this young man was coming from. And he's chasing drugs, he's chasing the pipe, he's chasing the needle, yada, yada. And he's doing all kinds of these crazy things. And you realize that, okay, well, if you start stacking up all the other stuff, in his life, and Hunter doesn't have a chance. What Hunter has is the ability to tell the truth. That's it. That's all Hunter has. And hopefully he's told the truth to the law enforcement authorities in the beginning, because I'm here to tell you this case will never go away. Children just don't vanish. And at some point, there will be, it's great to see you, Julie, and lab rats. At some point, yeah, you're right, Mike. I agree with you too. Summary did not have a chance. And this is one of the reasons I come on Josh's show, because there's no drama here. He's got a whole other channel for that. If you want to laugh and you want to, get Josh, go over the lab, in dark and sub over there. But this is his serious side. And that's why he always has me over here on the serious side. But, there's just too much craziness in people's lives sometimes. And sometimes they get stuck. They get stuck. And I think this young man, and I call him a young man because he is, got stuck. He got stuck in the drama of Dawn and Candace and Grandis. And next thing you know it, there's a little girl that he was just with who disappeared. Even he's scratching his head going, what happened? What did you do? Or what happened here? And he's filling in the blanks. And as he fills in the blanks, unfortunately, with that kind of mentoring, he's not thinking about the bigger picture, i.e. when his lawyer calls him up and says, hey, shut it down. Stop talking. Okay? Stop talking.
Solid advice, by the way.
Yeah. Don't just shut your mouth, period. Now, what Don and Candace need to do, though, is open their mouths. They need to tell what time it is. Okay. And, get this over with, because at some point, the devil's going to come collecting. And when he comes collecting, it'll be real. It'll be real. And so I think 24, I agree with you, Candy. I think 24 is going to be Summer's year.
I think so too.
Because the facade has already been broken. I mean, right? Everybody.
Yeah, now it's just being destroyed and crushed.
Right. And the court of public opinion has already been, you've got some camps on one side and others on, and it's great to love. Okay. It's great to love people and say, well, you know what, why are we blah, blah, blah. Okay. But just remember one thing, when there were two thieves on either side of Christ, one of the thieves, the Lord says, thou art forgiven, and today thou art in paradise with me. But he didn't say that to the second guy. Okay. So it's better to be trusted by God than to be loved by him. He loves everybody, but he doesn't trust everybody. Trust is shared. And so we have to share trust with our higher self, however that fits into somebody's belief system. And it doesn't matter religious wise, right? I mean, it just, whatever fits you as a human being, you have to have that trust, and God has to have that trust in you, or the universe has to trust you. Okay? You didn't get that chance as a kid, Josh. You shared that after your mom's death, after you witnessed your father kill your mother, after your sister witnessed your father kill your mother. You have that trust from your relationship with your grandparents and your extended family, going through. But look at the result. Remember, I said it's not the success of your children, it's the success of your grandchildren. Look where your boys are today. That's because you ended up having that shared trust from your grandparents. Your grandparents taught you principles that extended now to your boys. Okay? Hunter didn't have a chance. It's evident. Summer didn't have a chance. The 3 other boys didn't have a chance. And what's ironic here is that cycle of violence. Okay. And that for women, they used to call it the battered women syndrome, right? That cycle of violence, okay, it goes into a protection mode. Okay, I can't leave because he'll kill me or he'll beat the kids or I don't have the resources. And they're stuck. And you have to have empathy towards that. Somehow you have to figure out, okay, well, how do I get this going here for this human being? And when you hear that, guys like whoever it is over there, the real estate agent, put things on the Facebook page about, how dare the Department of Public, child safety, start taking kids, yada, yada. Okay. Well, here's one for you. Have you ever seen a child stuck in 3rd-degree boiling water? Here's one for you. Knock it off. Okay? Because it happens daily around this world. And idiots like that who circle the devil will get their reward. It will come. It will come. And this year is going to be a good year for Summer Wells. It really will. And I hope Allie does get, have a recovery. I don't think you or I, Josh, have ever had anything against anybody on this, involved in this, or quite frankly, on YouTube for that matter. Okay. But at some point, people just got to stop. They've got to stop. We're killing each other around the world. I mean, just look at the world. I've never, I've been on this earth a couple of weekends. I've never seen this kind of hate ever. Look at our society. I mean, it's crazy what we're doing to each other. And when do we wake up and say, you know what? Whatever happened to that adage, love thy neighbor as thyself? I guess we have to first love ourselves to love our neighbors. But if we hate ourselves, then we take it out on our neighbors. I mean, if you scroll through Instagram or TikTok or whatever, what's in those videos? They're fighting. People are fighting over French fries, over cheeseburgers, over stupid stuff. For what? And then you have the guy standing in the back videotaping it and putting it out there. Well, eventually our society gets to a place where it gets so disjointed and so separated that we isolate ourselves in compartments, and then we start fighting each other. And that's exactly what happened in 1933 to 1939. And over 70 million people, if not closer to 100 million people, lost their lives in the biggest war. That's why they called it the World War. We're headed to another problem like that. And it's heartbreaking to see it, because I think everybody has a sense of goodness inside of themselves, but they have to choose it. They have to choose it. The greatest gift I give unto you is life. Second unto that is the ability to choose. We get the breath of life every morning we wake up. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, gives you the breath of life every single day. Whether you like somebody or not, he has said, one more day for you. Be a better person that day. Try it. Come closer to me. Okay. And those that don't, well, they get to choose. That's what they're here for. The freedom to choose, the ability to choose. But at some point, there will also be an ability to collect. There are two forces on this earth, whether we believe them or not. There are only two forces. I choose to hopefully do the right thing, i.e., treat people with respect. You know, there's enough problems out there. And I'm not good at it. I try every single day. Hopefully I wake up tomorrow and God says, okay, you get to do it one more time. And we'll see what happens, Christopher. See if you can do it one more time. So I hope Hunter realizes tonight, Josh, that he's going to sit back tomorrow and go, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. And I hope his father realizes that. I hope his dad, sits back and goes, you know what? I shouldn't have gone there with him. Because you can bet tomorrow his phone's going to ring and his lawyer's going to say, I just watched what just happened. Have you lost your mind? What the heck is going on? And it's not his fault in totality because he doesn't know. He doesn't have a role model, to your point earlier, Josh. But when you got a role model in your life, look what happened. Look who you are today. And that's what I really appreciate about you, buddy. That you have great kids, but you're a good person. You're not a bad, I'm sure you've been bad. We're all bad, right? We have, some sort of us, some piece of us, has that piece, but at the same time, it's not to the level of evil or to anything close to it. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but I just think you're doing a good thing here. And, Don, I hope will pay attention tonight. Don, give him a call. Try to do it sober. All right. And let's figure out this thing, because at some point, Don and Candace, the gig's going to be up and it's not going away. That's it's never going away.
And that's kind of what they've been hoping for, and the people that do, and I'm not looking to beef with anybody because I don't really care, but, the people that defend him say, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. Well, nobody's leaving. I mean, look, I don't endorse anybody bothering or, stalking or anything like that, but, this case will be talked about until it's solved. And that's just how it's going to be. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. It's like you said this from day one. It's not going anywhere. All these, I remember you said specifically, look, all these things that has happened in your guys' lives go away eventually. The drinking and driving and the domestic violence and that kind of stuff. Those things go away. A missing child. I mean, this doesn't go away. There's an active Amber Alert for Summer Wells throughout the country, and she hasn't been found. So while she hasn't been found, her case will be talked about, and it deserves to be talked about. And that's just how it is.
There you go, Michael. That's exactly right. The silent majority really are great people. And I all of us have that goodness in us, right? It's just a matter of, do we use it on a daily basis? And I would, when people would say to me, how in the world would you sit with those murderers? These people that have done all these terrible things. And I would say to them, you know what? They're really not talking to me. I'm just that person in the middle. Whatever their belief system is, whether it's, and even if they had one or if they didn't have one, they're talking about their own lives. They're not talking about mine. And so I'm just there to catch the middle of it. And I would, at the end of it say, okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Happy trails.
And, as to kind of put a bow on this with Hunter, just like you said earlier, I wish him all the best. I hope everything works out for him, and I hope that he is able to provide a stable home for his children and raise them right. But you got to get away from what's going on. You have to, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work the other way, you know. And that's just my advice, you know. That's really all the advice I have is raise your children, treat them right, give them love and discipline, get them to school, get them home and into bed, know where they're at, know who they're with, and take care of them. And that's my hope for Hunter and him going forward. So, Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I had a great time with you discussing this case as always, and an interesting turn of events. I'll tell you that.
You're the best, buddy. Thank you for the invite. I'll
All
talk
right,
to you.
Chris. Have a good night. Well, there it was. Just very much appreciated. Thank you, Chris, from the interview room. If you haven't subscribed over there, go check him out. When Life Gives You Lulu, by the way, just I love the Scentsy sense. Macho got sprayed by a skunk yesterday. Of course, that's like his 5th time. We've taken measures to prevent it. It's not helping, but the Scentsy shampoo and spray does wonders. So much respect for you, Chris, Chris and Josh. Chris, your words hit home tonight. Thank you. They certainly did. And thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the new members and the super chats and the stickers. I truly do appreciate it. And so, with that being said, we'll catch you next time. Huh? Have a good night.